can't believe I'm marrying a man I've only met once.
Take the card. The password is 6 6s. Spend as you like. I'm in a hurry to get to Europe for business. I'll contact you when I get back.
There's no need to. I've got enough money. Giving me money right after getting our marriage license? He's doing this only to please his parents? But does he really want to spend the rest of his life with me?
Ginny, I failed to protect you 3 years ago. Ruined your reputation, and you couldn't go home. I'm no longer healthy anymore. And my greatest wish now is that you can marry a man that takes good care of you. Kirsten is the grandson of my bestie. He promised me he'd take good care of you.
I'll marry him, Grandma. As long as it puts Grandma's worries to rest. Does it matter who to marry? Grandma, we've got the license.
I'm so happy for you, Ginny. Wish you two a happy life and have children soon.
Okay. Children. The guy ran away right after getting the license. I could barely remember what he looks like. Mr. Mike, I heard that President Miller have been in Europe for a year for business and just got back today?
Yes. Since you just got transferred from the subsidiary to the headquarters, you haven't got the chance to meet Mr. Miller yet. This is our president, Mr. Miller.
Oh. This guy seems rather familiar.
The way you goggle at Mr. Miller, you're not having a thing for him, are you? There was a girl from the secretary's office who attempted to hook up with Mr. Miller and was fired right away.
I'm not.
Ginny, where do you get the balls to lay your eyes on Mr. Miller?
Isn't that the weirdo who messed with you all the time after you rejected his advances?
Mike, you may not know, women nowadays like to punch above their weight. The easy-on-the-eyes ones are all dreaming about marrying into loaded families.
Ignore the douchebag. I've got big news. The president will pick one from over 20 people in the secretary's office to join me as his special assistant. You gotta seize the opportunity.
Come in.
Mr. Miller, the two best candidates from the secretary's office are here.
Mr. Miller, my name is David, and I've been working in the president's office for 5 years. By the way, my uncle Jamie asked me to pass on his greetings.
I hate those who exploit connections the most.
I still feel like I've seen him somewhere.
What are you doing?
Hi, Mr. Miller. My name is Ginny, and I...
Jenny? Why does the name Ginny ring a bell? Let her stay here and be my personal secretary.
Personal secretary?
Alice,
Grandmother?
how can you be a husband like this? Leaving your wife behind right after marrying her last year and hustling in Europe for a year. If you do not take her home, I will never leave this summer resort until my dying day.
Grandma, I was planning to call for her today.
Oh, I'll send you her address and number, and you go pick her up yourself after work. I'm telling you, you have to make it up to her.
Sure. I will make up for what I owe her this past year and be a good husband. What do you think I should prepare before meeting a woman?
Depending on what woman.
My wife.
So Mr. Miller is married and smiling so gently, speaking of his wife. They must love each other so much.
Mr. Miller, the necklace named Stellar that you specifically went to Paris and spent $10 million for is for your wife?
Who else?
With the $10 million necklace in hand, you're already prepared. Mr. Miller, it takes a young girl to know the interest of young girls.
Mr. Miller, I think girls would adore jewelry for sure, but I think the little things like getting your wife a bouquet, taking her out to dinner, catching a movie together are priceless.
Good. You go arrange these.
Remember, Mr. Miller really hates those subordinates who have a secret crush on him. Don't ruin your own career.
Thanks for the heads up, Mike. I only fancied the double pay, not himself. I'm finally done with the grind. These rich folks can do nothing without bossing others around. Hello? Who is it?
How can my own wife not even know my number? Keston.
Name rings a bell. Hello, Keyston? Is there anything I can help you?
My confused babe has even forgotten my name on the marriage license. I'm your...
Sweetie, come for dinner, if you are up.
How can there be another man's voice in my wife's house? Turns out my so-called good wife is a slut.
Hanged up like that? Such a weirdo. But how do you know my private number?
Sweetheart, come for dinner. Ginny, come for dinner. Dinner's ready.
This looks wonderful. Thank you so much. So, President of the top-notch conglomerate, Group, the top-notch conglomerate, has never shown his face in the public media. How does he look? Are you charmed off your feet?
He's got good looks for sure, but as for if it's to the extent that charms feet off, that's for his wife to answer.
Oh, really? Oh, he's married.
Yep, and he loves his wife dearly. He does look familiar. I couldn't remember where I'd seen him before.
Don't forget you're married, lady.
Do you really expect Jenny to spend the rest of her life waiting for that bastard who vanished right after marrying her?
That irresponsible jerk. I swear, even if he gets down and begs me, I won't lay eyes on him.
Mr. Miller seems to be really upset today. You think maybe he didn't get what he wanted from his wife last night?
Is that something we can gossip about as subordinates? Is that something we can gossip about as subordinates? It's not entirely impossible.
Mr. Miller, look at this beauty, your new assistant. It's not only young and pretty, this body is also out of this world.
I'm flattered, Mr. Thomas.
Hey, Miss White, do you play golf?
No, I don't, Mr. Thomas.
Hey, if Miss White doesn't know how to play, I can teach you.
Holy shit, I'm going to get fired for offending such a VIP important client.
You bitch dare to get rough with me?
Mr. Thomas! She's mine.
I thought the rumors were true that Mr. Miller is completely celibate now that Mr. Miller hasn't gotten tired of it yet. Okay, I'll wait a little longer.
Mr. Thomas, apologize to her right now.
Mr. Miller, we are partners. You wouldn't do this for this little slut.
What a little slut, seducing married men at this young age.
I didn't seduce him. He tried to rape me. I didn't seduce him.
No wonder you got in that good college. You must have slept with every man in school.
Why should I be humiliated like that just because I'm a girl? Because I'm pretty.
Mr. Miller, we can have a thorough exchange about the art of flirting with women later. I'm a specialist in this.
Stop. Get out. Understand?
Mr. Miller, it was my mistake. For the sake of our partnership, please. Mr. Miller, it's just misunderstanding. I can explain.
From today onward, M Group will never collaborate with Mr. Thomas Yu Company.
Yes, sir!
Get out of here.
Is Mr. Miller avenging me? Mr. Miller, I know that a last-minute change in the partnering company will cause a great loss to M Group. I am really grateful for you for helping me out.
It's the main fault of the man who sexually harassed you, not you. When you are bullied in the workplace, no matter what the occasion is, and you gotta fight back bravely. And there's no need to hold your tongue. M Group will always be supporting you.
If somebody stepped forward to defend me when I was pushed around back in the old days, I wouldn't have gotten the bad rap. Thank you, Mr. Miller. I know what to do going forward.
You weren't backing off when he pushed you around, you know? And look, now you are weeping.
Mr. Miller, I'm going to shop around for some local specialties before we leave. Do you want to bring your wife a gift?
Last time I heard a man's voice over the phone call with her. Of course, it doesn't prove anything. It might be just a misunderstanding. Okay, I'll go with you. I'm taking my wife to dinner tonight. You book the restaurant ready, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Leave it to me, Mr. Miller. A diamond bracelet costs $10 million. 3 purses for more than $4 million. The decadence of the rich is truly beyond my wildest imagination.
Mr. Thomas of YU Corporation, who had been investigated for corruption, was involved in a car accident while escaping, and his right hand was permanently disabled.
Hey, if Miss White doesn't know how to play, I can teach you.
What is it?
Mr. Miller, Mr. Thomas of YU Company had an accident, did you hear?
You should be glad to have lost only one hand.
Word has it that Mr. Miller is ruthless and cruel.
What? Scared?
No, I'm not.
Are you sure?
It doesn't matter what the rumors say about Mr. Miller being ruthless or what. The Mr. Miller I know smiles softly when speaking of his wife, and prepares gifts no matter how busy he's at work, and he defends his subordinates. And I'm your assistant, not your enemy. Why should I be afraid of you?
Do you think I'm promiscuous or a man within your reach?
I just want to add you as friend on WeChat's app.
Beat it.
What a woman she is to make Mr. Miller this faithful. Mr. Miller, the bracelet is in the bouquet, and I have arranged a restaurant as well as the after-dinner entertainment. The details are sent to your phone. Have a nice date. Whoever the president's wife is, she's darn happy. Finally, to call it a day.
Hi, Grandma.
Alice, do you have any idea that ever since you finished the paperwork and jetted off for work abroad, leaving your newlywed wife behind, I haven't had the nerve to face her for this whole year? You'd be driving me crazy if you don't go now to pick up Ginny and bring her home.
Grandma, what did you say her name is?
Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do with you? Ginny. Her name is Ginny. You little brat. You don't even remember what your wife's name is. I can take no more of you.
Hi, Mr. Miller. My name is Janie.
No wonder it rings a bell. It's the same name as my wife. Grandma, I was just about to go pick her up. When I get her, I will bring her to you first.
Keep your word this time. Don't come to see me without her. I tell you what. Ginny is a really good kid. You are lucky to have married her. Be grateful for what you have.
Grandma, I trust your good read of people. And we're married. I sure will be responsible for her.
Mr. Miller, it's here. Do you want me to call for Mrs. or...
She's my wife. Of course I'll go myself. My dear, I hope you'll enjoy the gift I've prepared for you.
Come on. Shake a leg and fetch a bottle of ketchup. The fried fish is almost done.
Okay, I'm on my way.